Hi there, I'm Sarah Mustonen and welcome to the Voxwomen cycling show here in Vårgårda, Sweden.
Coming up in this month's show, we have racing from the Ladies Tour of Norway. Dame Sarah Story talks to us about her preparations for the Paralympics, and we have a recap of some of this summer's British Women's Road Series. We have some top tips on bike maintenance, and we head to Sweden for the Vårgårda Team Time Trial and Road Race. But up first, we talk to the new Olympic road race champion, Anna van der Breggen.
I think when you are a child, you don't think about all the sports which I can try and which one is the best for me. No, I saw my brother did cycling and I saw him every day racing on a bike, and I thought, yeah, I want to try it too. But I was too young because at the club at home you need to be 8 before you could race, and I was, I think, 7. So I did trainings. Now I had to be 7 before I could go with the trainings. So when I turned into 7, I did trainings, and it was really nice. And I did also my first race when I was 7. It was really close to my hometown, so they did my birthday date. They changed it a year, so I could race my first race when I was 7. But didn't work out because I had a flat tire and I had to cry. But yeah, that's how it started, and he was, of course, a big example in that. A couple of years ago it got serious, of course, and I found out I could climb really well, but before I didn't know, because in Holland you don't have mountains, so I never did. Of course, small bumps, but you cannot find out if you are a climber or not, and I even didn't think about it for one moment. This whole season was focused on the Olympics, so if you work the whole season for one race, it's something new. And the morning you woke up and you think, oh, this day, I was thinking about this day for I don't know how long, and this day is this day, and when I go into my bed this evening, it's over. So it needs to be done now, and that. But if you get on the bike and you are at the start line, it's again a race. And we race a lot. We do like 60 races a year. So luckily for me, that felt like a bit normal again. It was a race which had everything. It was a long race, and a bit warm. You had to drink, eat, and then finally we got to the climb, and we started just with a high tempo from the bottom. So that was suffering until the top. And then everybody saw how good Annemiek was that day. So she attacked and she took a gap. So for us it was really good. I just had to follow with Emma and Elisa, and that Emma came later to us, and that was really good. And then suddenly the downhill, we knew it was a technical downhill. We trained it a couple of times. But yeah, we saw Annemiek when we passed her, she crashed. That was really a changing thing, because we suddenly realized that Mara was the only one in front, and we had to chase. And that took a while before we all three were on speed and could race again, because Annemiek was laying there in a bad position. But once we were in, and we were in the race again, and we saw Mara coming closer, the focus was there again. And I decided pretty early to save, because I wanted to win this race, and I saw Annemiek and I thought, okay, I need to win this now for our team and for you. So I knew if I continue now with riding, I cannot win this sprint anymore. So I gambled a bit that Elisa would ride and we catch Mara, and I saw the sign of 150 meters, so I thought, okay, now I can go. It was really difficult to wait and to wait and to wait, but finally I could go, and I just gave it all. And first it was a really happy moment, because I could almost not believe I won the sprint, and nobody, like last year in Richmond, Lizzie passed me at the end. And so now I sprinted until the end, and you only can believe when you cross that line and there is nobody. And that was really, I won. That feeling, I was really happy with that. And then directly after I realized, I won, but how is Annemiek, because she looked so bad. So first joy, and after I was a bit in shock, like, how is she? It's the first thing I ask after the finish line, how is she? But they could tell me straight after that she was awake, so I was so happy with that, and that was the best thing I heard after the finish line. Also in my hometown they organized a boat trip and some celebration, so that's special. That's really special, and also to see that people also are happy with the things you do on the bike. It's normally it's our this small world where you're in, and now it's also when you go home, people saw the race, and that's pretty cool. And for the rest, I just go home, and it's nice to be home back again, and hopefully it's the same. I had 3 really nice years with Rabo Liv, and now I changed to another team, and I think it's also nice to have new people around you, new training camps, new materials. I think it's a really great team to go. Otherwise, I wouldn't go, of course. So it's a new challenge, and I'm really looking forward to it, to start with the team next year. I really enjoy racing also after the Olympics. It has been a lot of pressure. The race was nice and big, and now it's time to enjoy the cycling and to enjoy being Olympic champion. And for the rest, I haven't wear the rainbow jersey yet, so that's a goal, but exactly when and where, I don't know. I just want to enjoy the cycling and have a good time also next year, new experiences, and we will see what's the next.
For the 3rd year, Norway is host to both the men's Arctic race and the ladies' tour. The women's race consists of 3 stages this year, which takes in the beautiful surroundings of Europe's northernmost race. Stage 1 was a relatively flat 76 kilometres from Halden to Fredrikstad. The heavens opened and conditions weren't the best as the riders raced out of Halden, with Rabo Liv making most of the moves. Swiss cyclist Nicole Hanselmann of Cervelo Bigler attacked, and the peloton let her build up a sizable advantage. Despite chasers, she soloed to victory. Talita de Jong finished just behind in 2nd, and Rabo Liv teammate Lucinda Brand won the sprint for 3rd. The riders started stage 2 in Meissen and raced 97 kilometres to Sarpsborg, including 3 tough climbs and a city circuit at the finish. Once again, Rabo Liv proved they were the dominant team in this race, as they sat at the front of the peloton, controlling the pace. Lucinda Brand attacked and stayed just ahead of the chasing peloton for much of the race. In front of the Sarpsborg crowds, who came out to support despite the poor weather, Brand stayed away and crossed the line first. The 3rd and final stage from Nordby to Halden was 117 kilometres long and an undulating route with some arduous climbing, yet again finishing with an exciting city circuit. The course showed off some of Norway's most spectacular scenery, from the hills to the fjords. none of the early attacks could stay away as Raboliv controlled the race until the city circuit, where 7 riders broke clear, 3 of which were Raboliv. On a unique finishing straight, it all came down to a bunch sprint in front of the crowds. And it was Raboliv's Anuska Costa who crossed the line first and punched the air in victory. Emily Moberg of High Tech Products finished second, while Christina Sigard of Team BMS Bern completed the podium. It was Raboliv's day as they secured a clean sweep in the general classification, with Lucinda Brand winning, Talita de Jong second, and Costa finishing third.
Don't go away, we'll be back after the break.
So I'm here at the team parking, which is where everyone has been based at the team hotel ahead of Ride London. This is where we're set up. The mechanics from our team are getting their bikes all ready. Ride London is a massive event this year, a new course as well, so we're really looking forward to getting stuck in. And for me, it'll be the final race, the road race that I do ahead of heading out to South America. So I'm really looking forward to some fast legs and seeing what I'm made of this afternoon. Okay, let's get warming up. See you in a bit. So back at the hotel, finished Ride London, just an incredible race, so many big names there and an absolutely amazing win for Kirsten Wild, who's done a double really, because she obviously won the Tour de Yorkshire at the end of April as well. So no, fabulous day, great support. Thank you to everyone who was out there on the roadside cheering us on, really enjoyed it. So easy ride for me tomorrow and then heading back onto the track on Monday. It went really well this afternoon. It's my best ever first session back on the track, which I generally always start with standing starts, and it's usually a good way to get back into the power and the leg speed of the track. So yeah, heading home. Barney was there today helping me out with some analysis and just some feedback from the stands. So yeah, we're really chuffed to have set off on such a good foot on this sort of final leg. So yeah, over the next few weeks, a few more races, predominantly time trials, and then we'll be jumping on that plane on the 31st and heading out to Rio. So really looking forward to watching the Olympics first. It's always a great way to get yourself even more motivated, and then yeah, collect the kit very soon and I'll be ready to go. All right, thanks for watching.
Sarah Story's team have been busy on the road in the UK as well in the British Cycling Women's Road Series. Let's take a look at the last 2 rounds. The penultimate race was in Otley, home of world champion Lizzie Armistead, and the crowds lined the route to see the riders start the criterium. Drop Cycling and Team Ford EcoBoost dominated the race from the start. With 4 laps to go, a small group, including Charlene Joyner and Hannah Payton, went clear. They stayed away from the chasers to set up a sprint finish. And it was Team Ford EcoBoost's Joyner who finished first, with teammate Henrietta Colburn coming in second.
The crowds were absolutely amazing, so much support here. It's great to see this for women's cycling as well, I love it.
The last round of the series was the hilly 93-kilometre Rydale Grand Prix, starting and finishing at Ampleforth Abbey. A breakaway of 10 riders formed, including series winner Nikki Juniper of Team Ford EcoBoost and Irish champion Lydia Boylan of Team WNT. Team Ford EcoBoost took control of the race, and Juniper snatched the win after a final tough climb to cap a successful season. The team mechanics play an important part in cleaning and maintenance, so the bikes are always race ready. We talked to Liv Planteur's Simon Fostermano about his top tips for cleaning your bike.
This is a pretty simple one, and it can be applied to mountain bikes and road bikes and the time trial bike that we have here. And that's just going to be a very simple clean, the degreaser of the drive system, and then just a wash of the frame. We'll start with removing the wheel. The product that we use on the drive system is from Morgan Blue. It's a degreaser. So we've got a nice clean wheel now, and then we'll start on the chain, remove all the oil and grease from there. This will be a part where we probably get a lot of feedback saying, why are you using high pressure? It is okay to use high pressure, it's how you use it. Now, because we have a Pioneer power meter, we also want to be careful. Like I said, we don't want to be close up. We come back a little bit with the pressure. From there now, with the majority of the oil and grease removed from the system, we'll continue with the rest of the frame. So, yeah, that proceeds it. This can be done in a matter of minutes at top speed. So, enjoy your cycling.
Welcome to Sweden for a weekend of world-class racing in Vårgårda. First up was the team time trial, with 16 teams racing on the 42.5-kilometre route. Cervelo Bigler were first up and put in a strong performance, which remained unbeaten as the following teams came back in. But the final team were the powerful Bolsdolmans, who took the lead, edging Cervelo Bigler into second place.
I think we worked pretty well from the beginning. It was smooth and steady, and the speed was really high, and everyone did a really great job, so we make each other stronger.
Bolsdolmans have been the dominant force so far this season, so we thought we'd find out a bit more about their rivals for Sunday's road race.
So, who of your team is the most forgetful, who's always forgetting stuff and having to go back?
I think it's me.
Rose
And yesterday I rode the wrong road, so yeah.
everything. Glasses, socks, kid, t-shirts.
Most forgetful? I don't know, that might be Olga. I think she maybe is the oldest. Actually, it's me.
Yeah, I can't remember. Is that a good question?
Who takes the longest to get ready?
Definitely Yaya. Yaya has the perfect hair all the time.
Sophie.
Sophie. Green dog.
Ashley. I think it's Ashley, yeah. She's always the last one, I think. Or
Process. Yeah, I think so, actually, now that you say it.
Who is always on their phone, always on Snapchat or social media?
Lotta.
I think Ashley too.
Guilty!
Her front camera doesn't work. So
it's like a year 7, like.
Who's the most competitive in the team?
I think all of us. Yeah. I think that's why we're bike racers.
Who is the biggest bike geek who loves the technology?
Ashley. Well, I suppose I am an engineer, so maybe it makes some sense. I think I'm probably the most into it. Yeah, I'm always interested in what kind of new technologies out there and what kind of improvements that we can bring to the team.
Who has the goofiest dance moves?
Okay.
Anyone care to demonstrate a great dance move?
I think today is going to be a hard race. There's some gravel sections and lab what we are doing first, and in the end of the race it's also hard.
It's a long race, and with the 4 gravel sections, it's not that easy. You will also have to do that climb in the local lab.
I'm really excited. I love the Sweden race. I've only done it once before, so it's really cool to be back here.
What kind of rider do you think it's going to take to win a race like this today?
I don't think it's that hilly, so maybe it might be more of a classics rider.
I think you can expect riders like Tiff Cromwell. She'll be quite good because she loves the dirt and the gravel, and she didn't go to the Olympics, so she'll be super motivated. And then any of the bowls riders, really. Be interesting to see what Lizzie Armistead does.
Well, we have Leah in a good position in the World Tour, so we're going to race for her and hope to see her up there.
The Vårgårda road race was a 141-kilometre route, which combined short local laps with 2 laps of a 55-kilometre circuit, which included the Skanturna climb and 4 stretches of gravel track. As the peloton rolled out, Cervelo Bigla rider Nicole Hanselman was once again the first to launch a solo attack and managed to stay ahead of the peloton, building up a gap of over 2 minutes. But the gravel sections took their toll on her lead, and the race was soon all back together again. On the approach into the final local laps, a group of 9 managed to break away, including riders from all the big teams. Their gap increased over the circuits, and it became clear it would all come down to a sprint at the finish. Swedish rider Emilia Farlin of Ale Cipollini pulled ahead in the final straight and took the victory to the delight of a local crowd.
For me, it was something unreal to have on home soil in the World Tour, and it's something I still think it needs to sink in. It's can't still believe I was first over that line, but it's something that's been in my dreams when I'm training. Something you have as a dream feeling, and today was a special moment.
And talk me through the sprint coming into the home straight here.
I mean, it was nervous towards the end. People sort of sat up a little bit, and a few attacks going, and all I could rely on that the bigger teams would be keen to keep it together for a sprint, and I had the direction and the feeling to follow Amy Peters, and she did take the big responsibility coming into the last corner, and she basically opened the sprint before the last corner, and I had her wheel, and from the corner I just went full on, and it's a long way to the finish, but I could hold them off.
That's it for this time. What a month it has been for women's cycling. But there's still lots to come with the closing events of the Women's World Tour and the build-up to the World Championships still ahead. Join us next time.
My name is Emilia Farlin, and thank you for watching Voxwomen Cycling Show.